Welcome to the APTA's fourth Grand Prix event of the season, the Boston Open, presented by Disciplined Alpha. We are live on the APTA network, presented by eNet Live. I'm Brad Easterbrook, alongside Mark Fischel, bringing you the men's round of 16 between the team of Anton Protsenko and Max Lefeber, and Stephen Mitchell and Johan duRandt, the Boston hometown favorites. So, Mark, why don't you introduce us to our players?
Well, we played one game, Brad, which duRandt served and was broken
Did you guys warm up with the ball?
by LePivert Protsenko. So introducing the players, this is Anton Protsenko about to serve, and his partner Max Lefeber at the net, and he's serving to Johan duRandt, who's playing the deuce court, which is a big change, and his partner Steve Mitchell. 4 teaching professionals, Brad. That's Mitchell in the black hat. And Mitchell's taken a big step forward as a player this year. And here you see them switching at the net to get duRandt's overhead in the middle. And he catches the nick.
Love 15.
Yeah, I'm curious to see. I mean, they had a great win, Mitchell and duRandt, in the Western New Englands. They beat Orion Parsons and then finished it off in the final. And this will be a terrific match to see also a new player on our live stream, Anton Protsenko.
So, Brad, we're seeing Protsenko serve sidearm as we saw duRandt doing. Why don't you talk a little bit about the benefits and the risks of that?
Well, the idea is just to keep the ball lower, and you can spin the ball and move it quickly into the court. It makes it harder for your opponent to drive the ball downward at your feet. And we're finding it to become more and more popular. And I certainly think for righty in the deuce court, it is actually a better serve. Now, Protsenko's doing it in a different way. He's serving and staying back anyway, which means I don't think he would need the sidearm serve, but still, it's a work in progress for a lot of players, and you're going to see more and more of it. We'll even see Johan duRandt. He did do that in his first game.
Yeah, Protsenko's been very impressive early. Some good forehands, some good backhands.
Yeah, Protsenko's a couple of missed serves, though, just putting them in and staying them back. I mean, if you're not going in, just put it in the box.
That's frustrating. You surprised we don't see more people taking that return to serve at the net man, Brad?
You know, it's not a bad idea. Of course, I think it's good to attack the net man on that ball. What a run by
Game duRandt Mitchell. Games are 1-all first set.
He's so quick, and they both are quick.
Takes us to 1-all.
And see Mitchell doing a sidearm serve. We're going to see it by all the players except for Max Lefeber.
Like duRandt gets so much spin on that ball.
Yeah, it's going to be fun to watch. It's always great to watch duRandt play. His ability to go from one shot to the other. He'll go from a cut here to a quick roller if he wants.
To
basically
a hard
anything.
Flat overhead.
Love what I've seen early from Protsenko. I've seen him play a number of times. He's got really good rollers, quick release. He doesn't have that was pretty strong right there, but like what you would say a real kill shot, but he quick dips the ball low, quick in move. He's played really well in these first couple of games.
Yeah, great transition there. Played the PFB event last week with Martin Bostrom, and they had a tough semifinal loss to Chervinsky and McNerney. So he's obviously really coming along.
No, I think, and we talked a little bit about it off air as to whether you think, how would he respond to duRandt and Mitchell, and he's a cool customer, Protsenko. I never see him, get upset, or he just plays a smooth game and goes about it business.
Love.
Great action so far, Brad. A lot of great points. That little running lob duRandt hit before was tremendous.
30 love.
And those are the errors you want to see him avoiding. They just can't afford to make.
Yeah, he played a great first game where they broke duRandt. duRandt gave him a couple of missed overheads, then he had a couple of faults in the last game and a missed lob.
30-15.
Those are the mistakes that duRandt's kind of ironed out of his game the last year or two. Because we saw a lot of what we called shot clock errors, where he just kind of got impatient at the net. Before that, you didn't see much of it the last 2 years.
backhand of Protsenko looks good. That's so tough.
Boy, LePivert can really move. Oh, great dig off the lead cord.
Yeah, and it's a good thing, too, because LePivert is going to have to see a lot of those cuts. We'll see some of them to Protsenko, but I feel like duRandt does more of his damage to the deuce court with the cut than he does to the side wire.
Well, LePivert's not even trying to drive those returns at all. Not even looking to do it.
Well, LePivert is good at every facet of the game. He is fast. He's got great volleys. He's an intelligent player. But the thing that happens to him is his offense is spotty, and it goes away. And sometimes he puts it in his back pocket, and he only looks to blitz.
There's a great cut shot from Mitchell. They go up 2-1.
They lead 2-1, first set.
Now, we've never seen that from Mitchell before.
Yeah, I thought the big flaw in Mitchell's game last year was in the backcourt, less at the net. I mean, he's obviously a great rackets player, all sorts of skills. And last year when they played, Mitchell played the deuce and duRandt played the ad. So we'll see how that turns out.
They're very versatile. I wouldn't
15.
also be surprised to see them switch in the backcourt, but I like this look because now you can get Mitchell's forehand into play more, and he can stand over into that side wire a little bit. Have duRandt control the middle of the court a little bit more. So I love that look.
Sloppy miss there from Mitchell.
Have we seen a bunch of great shots and a few sloppy misses so far?
LePivert with his infamous toss, which he's very good at catching.
Oh, jeez, Louise.
15-30.
Explosion.
Love that forehand.
Yeah, not much there.
30-all.
Ooh.
30-40.
2 faults this game.
And 2 caught tosses.
All right. duRandt is so good in transition, and then that spectacular overhead.
Game duRandt, Mitchell, they lead 3-1, first set.
They are really bringing the cut overheads, putting a ton of pressure on Protsenko and LePivert. And so far, that's been the biggest difference of the match. We've got about 4 cut winners.
I would say that and the faults.
Yeah.
I think we've had 4 faults.
Yeah, 2 from LePivert and 2 from Protsenko.
Yeah.
And Protsenko's literally, he's staying back too.
Yeah, which
he just
really
has to put
makes
it
it inexcusable.
Well, I'll ask him. He might have an excuse, but you won't accept it if he did.
Better be a good one.
Good excuse.
I don't want to hear the dog ate my homework.
The dog made me fault.
And you can see how hard Protsenko's working at getting those lobs to Mitchell.
I think that's a great idea if he can do it, but the problem is as soon as they start the action, it becomes hard to control the overhead. I mean the lob.
You can see they're playing huge percentage of the balls into Protsenko's corner. You know, again, 4 teaching professionals, just like we had in the women's final. Protsenko used to work for LePivert at Aspetuck Valley. He's still there.
It's from Mark Parsons now.
Steve Mitchell's at Brayburn, and duRandt's at the Country Club. Oh, I love that backhand.
Yeah, that's been the best weapon so far.
And there's the cut from Protsenko.
Love 15.
And then finishing the thought, LePivert is the director of racket sports at the Stanwich Club. Great point.
Yeah, he's hit great spot backhands, Protsenko, down the line a few times. Forehand, he's going to hit more of a roller than a power shot.
LePivert's shown his quickness. And LePivert's got a couple of wins over duRandt, so he's not going to be intimidated at all.
I feel like this year's duRandt Mitchell team is a different team. Very dangerous. I'd love to see it continue here.
Yeah, I agree completely. Great overhead. Yeah, last year they went out in the round of 16 in a terrific match in Pittsburgh to Hughes Powers. But this year they're up 5-6 in the country and have a chance to be a real factor at nationals. And similar to the women's game, the guys' game is wide open. I mean, you have to make Hughes Powers the favorites, but we've seen so little of Broderick, Araya Parsons. I mean, Parsons played one tournament.
Yeah, and we've actually seen so little of Hughes Powers as well.
Yeah.
You know, this will be a great tournament where we hopefully get to see all of them and see what kind of form they are as we get closer and closer to the
there's some of that amazing athleticism from LePivert.
15-40.
That's his best offensive move. The low ball with the quick blitz. He'll also do it with a quick lob up, then look for a spike.
Game, LePivert, Protsenko. duRandt and Mitchell lead 3-2, first set.
Good break back. Couple little donations there from Mitchell duRandt.
There's that blitz from LePivert. Boy, Brett, it is always so much fun watching Johan duRandt play. He's such an innovator. Just changed the way the game is played in so many ways.
No, absolutely. It's still a blast, and I can't wait to actually continue to see more of him this weekend. And it's so great to see he and Mitchell actually heating up their game. You know, when they're back in the mix, it's always more fun. He's always been the most dynamic player in the game. And the things he can do out there are just incredible.
His overhead caused a rule change. He was that good. With a hard overhead, it came back over the net. It was ruled loss of point. Yeah, one thing's for certain, Protsenko's got to find a way to get that serve in the box on a regular basis.
Well, he did that time. Good looking backhand again from Protsenko.
And there they slide to have duRandt's overhead in the middle. That's a great lob from Protsenko.
15-love.
Seeing some early misses from duRandt.
Yeah, I mean, it's really just settling in. I mean, hitting that cut overhead, they've had a ton of winners with it.
Well, LePivert's getting into that cat and mouse with duRandt, which he's got to avoid.
Yeah, dangerous to do that with duRandt. I mean, LePivert's a great volleyer, but duRandt toyed with him there.
Yeah, LePivert's one of the best. Oh, there's that big forehand. That one was too big. LePivert's got a lot of touch and feel in his game. Likes hitting a lot of those little soft vying shots. A blitz behind some of them.
Yeah, I always find the blitz is the primary offense usually that LePivert gets.
30-15.
Boy,
So
Mitchell with a really sloppy overhead.
Well, that's where their points are coming right now. Mitchell and duRandt have probably missed 6-7 overheads.
30-all.
Protsenko is just killing him with that serve.
Well, what's interesting about it is most people who hit that underhand sidearm serve will hit it heavy topspin or roll it in there. He's just literally laying it up, you know, and missing it out. I agree with you. It's almost
Inexcusable.
inexcusable.
So
As you said before, Mark,
there's no excuse that you'll give him, Brad?
I'm not going to give him one now.
Sun
He's
was
out
in
of
his
him.
eyes?
Well, it's too cloudy.
Great read from LePivert there.
I just love to see him go dealing it.
But if we were doing a Viking keys to winning here, Brad, one of my keys would be find Mitchell at the net. I look at duRandt play that transition ball.
$40-30.
Yeah, every point so far in this game is two cutters missed and one roller. All at the net.
Overhand serve. See, I don't like that backhand. They've gotten a bunch of errors. I would play more patiently at this point.
Well, you know, certainly right. He's made some good backhands in the past, and that wasn't a bad look. But you're right. All 3 points they've won here, just overhead mistakes from Mitchell and duRandt. Slight overplays.
See if duRandt and Mitchell switch sides the net to get duRandt's overhead in the middle. It's interesting because when LePivert and Protsenko, there we see another sloppy error. So when you're standing across the net, Brad, and you see your opponent make mistakes like that, how does it affect your game and your decision-making process?
Well, I think for LePivert and Protsenko, it's great. They know already that these guys are jumpy. You know, they're trying to hit big shots and trying to put the ball away.
Game, LePivert, Protsenko.
And at this point in time,
games are 3-all, first set.
You know, keep working them. Make them play. The longer they play, the more errors they've given them so far.
Okay, that's 3-all, switching balls to the first 6 games. After this, it'll be every 7 games.
Right, they count the warm-up as a game.
Yeah, it just looks like Mitchell's a little bit jumpy out there. Okay, so just to refresh our viewers, this is Steve Mitchell serving in the black hat to Max LePivert in the orange shirt. That's a great lob.
15 love.
Misses that one wide.
Ooh, that's wide.
Another one wide.
30 love.
Good leave there by Mitchell. I thought he was going to hit it. Drops his paddle down.
Just can't afford to miss balls wide.
How about in the net or long?
Those you can afford to do. Long is the best because then your opponent at least had
Has a chance, right?
Chance to hit him.
You never want to miss him in the net.
That was a big forehand for Protsenko.
30-15.
Yeah, to me it's the old adage, you don't want to go around them, you want to go through them. Never minded missing the ball long. Wider in the net. Oh, there's a sloppy mistake. Wider in the net always really bothered me. Yeah, LePivert's got to be careful with that return of serve.
Yeah, the drop shot from duRandt's going to loom. Great dig from Protsenko.
There's just nothing to gain by returning serve that way.
You might as well lob. That's great. I love seeing that from LePivert.
He found the right hip, and Mitchell was retreating, but the ball hit him before he even knew it.
Yeah, he was trying to let it go.
Wow, duRandt with a sloppy volley. duRandt is the former director here, so he's got a lot of fans. Actually, duRandt's got a lot of fans everywhere.
Everywhere. Yes, I mean, he's really done so many things for paddle up in this area and platform tennis.
Such a great lob from Protsenko. They're driving duRandt, so he's got both feet to the right of the center hash. That type of movement is going to create some openings for them.
Great roller there from Mitchell. Good look from LePivert.
Well, he read that
Advantage,
perfectly.
duRandt, Mitchell.
Just missed that one. LePivert's forehand is a little bit long, and it gets him in trouble at times. That backswing is a little unwieldy. Oh, confusion there.
Confused switch. It's just little gifts back and forth right now. Either team's settling into. I wouldn't say anybody's playing a ton of wrong shots per se. They're just overplaying some of their balls. Mitchell duRandt going for a lot.
I'd like to see LePivert taking some cuts at return of serve. As you pointed out earlier, he's got a tendency to put that forehand in his pocket.
He looks good. He's taking it today.
Oh, what a get from duRandt.
Oh, Great close from LePivert.
And he is one of the best in the country at that.
Yep, he moves so quickly in to cut off volleys.
And there he recognizes they're in a dangerous position, and as soon as he sees duRandt winding up, he just bailed. Oh.
I like how
Advantage,
LePivert
duRandt and
is
Mitchell.
bringing some offense
Yeah.
today, though. Missed a couple, but
Even
good
that
cuts.
backhand miss, I like that swing.
Wasn't bad.
High ball. Those were all really high-risk, low-reward shots by duRandt there.
Deuce.
And eventually he makes the error. I mean, that huge backhand cut he hit didn't really do anything, but a dangerous shot. Great lob from LePivert.
Nice play from Protsenko. Great rolling forehand, moving forward. Terrific transition ball.
Mitchell dumps one in the net. That was
Advantage,
the wrong
LePivert,
decision there.
Protsenko.
Big moment in the set, Brad.
Well, Protsenko and LePivert down 3-1 early. We saw some amazing cut finishes from duRandt and Mitchell, and since that time, we've seen more errors than cut finish winners.
A lot of errors.
And I like the way they're looking to set up their backcourt offense. Protsenko not afraid to mix in a drive, keep him off balance a little bit.
Oh, great little shot there from LePivert.
Yeah, keeping him guessing. Good look, great cover by Protsenko. Recognizes LePivert moving up the line.
Oh, great
Getting
get on
burned.
the nick. Boy, Protsenko's really impressive, Brad.
Oh, he's playing great. I mean, he's missed a ball or two. Other than the underhand serve, he's been great. Good move from Mitchell. He's got the forehand, but misses it.
Game,
You've seen a bunch
LePivert,
of mistakes
Protsenko.
from
They
Mitchell
lead
in the backcourt.
4-3.
duRandt looks
First
very
set.
sharp in the backcourt. Mitchell less so.
Hey, Steven. Watch your left foot when you're serving to the deuce court. I don't
All right,
want
you
to
can
call
see the umpire talking to Mitchell, giving him a warning about possible foot faults.
How do you feel about that, Brad?
I mean, I think the player should get warned in the beginning, and if he's foot faulting, he should just call the foot faults on him at this point.
So warn him in the warm-ups, but once the match starts, if you're foot faulting, you're foot faulting.
You're foot faulting, and that's the way it goes.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think there should be a warning at this point. Okay, LePivert to serve, 4-3, first set. He was plagued by a couple of faults last time he served.
Love
Wow.
15.
You did it to him, Mark. Give him the whammy.
And of course, the LePivert bad toss. He leads the country in that.
But, I mean, he leads the world in that.
15 all.
Averages 1.62 bad tosses per serve.
Per serve, correct. That is a next-gen stat there.
Amazon Web Services, Brad.
That's it.
Yeah, to me, I just don't see the benefit of serving hard. Especially given the
30,
errors that are
15.
just flowing off of Mitchell and duRandt at the net.
I mean, they're just
Get it in the box.
40,
Mitchell
15.
is just falling apart the
Yeah,
last
he's
15
disappeared
minutes.
for a short bit here.
Couple of points for 5-3. Good move by LePivert there to stay back. Oh,
He
that's
missed
wide.
that too.
And Mitchell
Wow.
had no business sticking his paddle in there.
Game,
duRandt was
LePivert,
about to hit another
Protsenko. They
big
lead
cut.
5-3, first set.
Yeah, he's got to settle it back and cut down on the errors. We'll see if we can get a first duRandt hold. Got broken his first two games. Yeah, duRandt and Mitchell may have to be willing to grind a little here, and that's a question.
Oh,
Are they
great
willing to grind?
ball from
Great
Protsenko.
move.
Love 15.
great spots. He kind of
Yeah.
has a nice, short, compact backswing. Picks the spots, rolls it up a little higher, sometimes through it a little bit more.
Brad, elaborate a little bit more on what you're talking about with great spots.
Yeah, when he's hitting your drive, or when you're hitting your drive, you really want to find a spot off the right hip, or you can draw almost a box on your opponent's body. You know, left shoulder, left side, right side, a little higher, a little lower, and you keep moving those spots around and in between the player to find an area where a player has to reach for his volley, and then they're likely to miss hit it, create an error, or you might get an even weaker shot back for a better attack on the next ball.
And when you're talking about right hip, you're talking about against a right-handed player.
Correct. Yeah, against a lefty, you'd usually want to go towards the left hip.
Oh, big forehand
15
there
all.
from LePivert.
Yeah, it's terrific play, great move. Just a good volley there from Mitchell.
Good volley.
Well, it was a good volley, a leg court winner, but he was right there. Good positioning, great racket work,
Oh,
and there
great
you see
read.
LePivert with this patented move. Oh,
Whoa.
15-30.
That was a risk-reward shot on the high level, Brad. Johan was standing right there.
Right there, yep. The good thing about it is they did it the right way, meaning duRandt's taking the kill, but Protsenko's just getting ready to leave.
15-40.
And 2 set points on a really inexplicably up 3-1, and then just basically feeding overhead errors. Now, that said, Protsenko, LePivert playing very good match.
Yeah, it's interesting. You know, people say, oh, I played badly. Well, you didn't just play badly. What did your opponent do to make you play badly?
Well, Protsenko and LePivert are playing well. They're putting the right balls in. They're taking the right shots. They missed a couple here and there, but mostly they're really good looks and the right balls to play. I mean, duRandt and Mitchell have literally missed 8 overheads.
8 easy overheads.
Yeah, not difficult ones. Yeah, these are not things they should be missing at all. Some they're just going for too much, and that's right now, in terms of the play and the way they're doing it, Protsenko, LePivert have the system. They're lobbing well, taking spot drives to make them keep playing, and then looking for quick blitzes forward. And I haven't seen this much offense out of LePivert in a while. The last couple of times I've seen it, I love this. He's not driving the return, but in the middle of the point, he's looking for his opportunities. He's lobbing it up to spots on the court, anticipating where they might be hitting overheads.
And other than the faults, they've just given away nothing last 4 games.
And you can't say the same for duRandt and Mitchell. We've given away plenty.
This is the solidest point duRandt Mitchell have played yet.
Well, they're willing to. He got hit by a relatively slow overhead there.
30-40.
Great
Took
point there.
a moment to decide if he was going to go left or right, and took too long.
But Protsenko was really athletic. See duRandt cross there. Fair lobbing behind him.
Oh, that's a dangerous overhead. You hit that ball down to LePivert to the forehand side. He is looking to pounce on that frequently.
duRandt Mitchell have tightened things up
There's
the
the
last
ball.
couple of points.
And that's the one I'm talking about. And
Game
beautifully
in first
done.
set, LePivert, Protsenko.
5
6
games
to 3.
in a row for LePivert and Protsenko, and great play.
Boy, they played a rock-solid last 5 games, Brad.
Yep. Well, we'll see if duRandt and Mitchell have a change of strategy for the second set, or the
think they
ability
need
to
to
grind a little.
Do you think they need to change their strategy, Brad, or miss fewer easy balls?
I mean, just miss fewer easy balls, but right now, you can see LePivert and Protsenko have a specific plan. They haven't figured out a way how they're going to attack LePivert and Protsenko at all.
Okay, we're going to stay right here. And what do you think they need to do, Bradford, in terms of how would you like to see them attacking LePivert and Protsenko.
They've tried cut overheads. In the first 3 games, they got a few, had a few putaways. Since that time, they've missed. They're just going to actually have to wait and pick their moments. You're going to have to stay away from that ball to LePivert's forehand. Oh, my goodness. That is fault
Love
number
15.
5 on the underhand serve.
Not just the underhand serve, but the underhand serve and stay back.
The underhand layup with the serve and stay back. Wow. Such
30.
speed from LePivert.
But that's exactly the way you don't want to start a set after you've won one, is 2 mental mistakes.
Well, that was pretty good volley. I didn't think it was a horrible blitz there from Protsenko, and he put it right on the line of the outside of him. But certainly that serve.
Yeah, I just think with the number of errors you're seeing from duRandt Mitchell right now, you don't need to do that.
That's fair.
You want to give them a chance to continue making some mistakes, play some bread and butter paddle.
But I love what Protsenko's doing. See, that's the overhead. Well, against Protsenko, that's less of a danger. And there's LePivert. You'll see him hit a lob, and he moved to the spot, guessing where they might hit.
And he probably does that as well as anybody in the country.
Yeah, it's one of his great moves. You'll see him at the moment they're going to hit, he'll sneak to a spot and use his quickness to get set up for some offense. See, I love this. They're willing to grind a little, and then there's the perfect opportunity ball. Catches duRandt out of position. And here's where... But here's where duRandt and Mitchell have had the problems.
15-30.
Yeah, they've
You know-
struggled in the backcourt.
Yeah, they really haven't had an answer since, those first 3 games.
Although, honestly, they've spent very little time there. Great volley from LePivert. He is one of the best volleyers in the country. And there you see them switching to get duRandt in the backhand.
That's a good look.
I'd be hitting a lot of balls to Mitchell right now. I would not be hitting that overhead.
But smart. He hit it. He realized it wasn't good, so he just moves off the net, and they've been having tremendous success in the backcourt.
Yeah, you're just seeing Mitchell really struggle with that forehand.
And I love the diet of balls that Protsenko and LePivert are feeding to Mitchell and duRandt. Mixing up a quick roller with little harders, tack drive.
Great get from LePivert.
That is just awesome.
But LePivert's there. Oh! He's got it.
It's going.
Oh! We had a great look at that one. We're going to have to replay there.
What a terrific point. But
15-40.
that's still a great point from LePivert and Protsenko, because he made him hit 6 put-away balls.
Game
and when he's
duRandt
making him hit
Mitchell.
6 put-away
They lead
balls,
second
invariably
set, 1 game
they
to
miss
love.
one.
LePivert and Protsenko won the first set, 6
And there
games
you
to
see
3.
Protsenko serving overhand and following it in, missing the first volley. And again, to me, that's a mental mistake. Here's that great point. 1 great dig from LePivert. 2 great digs from LePivert.
Well, this is a great dig here from Protsenko.
And then here LePivert goes around the net, and it almost comes
Oh.
back in. Yeah, I just think that Protsenko played that last game a little too quickly, a couple of the points. And when you got something going good, you want to stick with it. And I want to see duRandt Mitchell prove to me that they're going to make 15 or 20 overheads.
Yep. That's a good move there. I like these rollers at the crease. They haven't tried to attack Protsenko that way yet.
Oh, what a pickup from duRandt.
A little bonus from the net. But you're also seeing duRandt move himself out of position a few times. Ah, I got him there. Terrific
15
overhead.
love.
Well, that was the play that Mark Parsons brought to bear, was hit it where duRandt is, because he's not going to be there because he's always moving.
Right. Called out.
Ball was in.
I thought it was in also. I mean, I was watching it here on the monitor, and
30 love.
looked good to me.
Max LePivert apologizes, one of our best sportsmen.
No, Max would never make a bad call on purpose.
You know, at the end of the day, you're going to miss calls. You just hope you're playing more out balls in than in balls out. Especially since in a long, tough match, there'll be about 30 balls that are either in or out. Great lob from LePivert there.
Oh, I love that. He rolls the ball up when you think he's driving. Good move from LePivert. Really using their quickness. That's a mistake. But he got it.
Oh, what a shot from Mitchell.
There's the hard one. You can see it coming. LePivert easily getting it. Oh! And there's a quintessential
30-15.
duRandt point.
Wow. Glad there was some wires between us and the court there, Brad.
It was moving too much on that last one. Great play, though, and great read all match so far from LePivert. He has been spot on, knowing what they're hitting, duRandt and Mitchell,
40-15.
before they're actually striking the ball.
A couple of points for 2-love. I guess it's not surprising that duRandt's got one of the best sidearm serves. Very consistent with it. Got a nice bite to it.
Love that.
40-30.
Big rip from LePivert.
Great backhand. I really like what Protsenko does. He picks away at you, Mark. You know, he'll hit like a couple little rollers. But they're going to work him over now.
Oh! LePivert catches the tape and it's
Game
2-love.
duRandt Mitchell. They lead 2 games to love. Second set.
On the next court, we have Bostrom Nolan going against the Rose brothers, which should be a terrific match, and we'll get you a sneak peek at that one somewhere along the way.
Yeah, I'd love that. See, Thomas Nolan in the last couple of years has really come on. Look forward to him finding a regular partner. I think he's going to do some damage.
Got a lot of offense. I love the backhand. Real good athlete, too. Moves well, volleys well. He's a big-time player.
Ah,
Oh, just amazing volley from Mitchell.
Oh.
I thought it was a crazy decision to try
Love
and make
15.
well, you see LePivert starting to get a little fast here now. They weren't winning these. They don't want to keep playing too fast. They want to play that point where they lob, look for the one right ball. Oh, smart.
And we've really seen duRandt Mitchell tighten things up. Oh, Protsenko
Well,
getting too
LePivert,
fast again.
yes,
Love
LePivert
30.
and Protsenko are getting out of their element here.
And those are not the points they want to play.
Ooh, and that's what you want. You want to
15-30.
see him driving it at the net man more.
Yeah, I see the look on Protsenko's face. A little nervous there.
He just crushes it.
Nobody hits the ball quite like Johan duRandt. Maybe Mark Powers.
Well, in terms of the quick release and the quick
30
power,
all.
it's crazy.
Mitchell's still struggling with that forehand. Oh, there's LePivert with a bad toss again.
So it's a little different set right now in the sense of how many overhead errors have we seen Mitchell and duRandt make so far in this set.
0.
And they're right back to being ahead.
Great
So
move there from LePivert.
They
So,
get rid of the silly errors.
it's the first good forehand Mitchell's hit in a while. And it's interesting that starting off, Mitchell returning from the ad and then switching in the course of play.
That's long.
So
Rare
for
volley
30-40.
miss.
Yep, point for 3-love.
Catching a toss here? Nope. Going right at it.
There's a good one from Mitchell.
Wisely he stays back.
I love how LePivert closed the net there. Move by Mitchell to lob that ball.
They lead 3-0. Second set.
That is a good start from duRandt Mitchell. No overhead errors. Starting to clean up their act. And not surprisingly, they jump out to a 3-love lead. Well, there we get a little bonus action there of the Rose brothers against Nolan and Bostrom.
That's
Bostrom in the
Bostrom.
back court in the black, missing that forehand. His partner in the light blue, Thomas Nolan. And that's Pete Rose serving and his brother Paul Rose at the net. All right, now we're back to our action.
I love the variety from Protsenko. Hit kind of the loopy ball and then the same swing hit an explosion.
Love 15.
This Mitchell misses another easy overhead. First one of the set.
First one of the set, but I mean, that's the story of the first set, so we'll see if it rears its head again. Yeah, I like the way Protsenko mixes his balls. He doesn't have, I haven't seen a thumper forehand yet.
He's hit a couple pretty good hard ones.
Backhand more so, but moves it around.
Rose and Rose up 2-love on the next court.
That's a perfect read from LePivert. Dangerous overhead, but Mitchell bails him out with a great volley. See, this is a perfect point for LePivert and Protsenko. This is what they want. Slow it down.
15 all.
Unfortunate miss there, but that's the right type of point. Give them more opportunities to miss the overhead. Got to set up. He took a great strike early in the point, LePivert, but just a terrific volley by Mitchell. That's dangerous.
Boy, they are hitting a lot of balls over there into that LePivert forehand, that down-up overhead. He just punishes that one.
He's looking for it.
Protsenko hits a lot of different shots, doesn't he? Very under control, very relaxed.
Great volleying from Mitchell this game.
Great blitz.
Oh! Another good point
Perfect.
for them, though. Good point.
30-15.
And that last ball, he played it perfectly. He just missed it.
But this is what's better about what Mitchell and duRandt are doing. Instead of giving him errors, even though he played a perfect point, you still have to execute.
Yep.
Give him a chance to miss the ball. Great little look from Mitchell. Oh,
That's the wrong
30
shot.
all.
yeah, he's moving way inside and across. He's off balance on that.
Yeah, very hard to hit that forehand from the deuce court moving to your left.
And that's going to be the safety place into the backcourt. Towards the Mitchell backhand, trying to get him to move to the other side.
Yeah, you really want to bait him into swinging at that
Correct.
ball.
Great dig. Now he's going to go long cutter. Well played. I said it in the beginning. He's a cool customer, Protsenko. You don't feel like he's stressed out over there.
I think that's a great description, Brad.
Again, this is the right kind of point from Protsenko and LePivert. We need to get those lobs up a little, but that's long.
It was out. It was out. It was out. It was out.
Johann's having
Sorry.
some problems with the ceiling, apparently.
Wait, you couldn't
Sorry.
hear him?
You heard him, Brad.
Maybe
I
you
heard
just
him.
wanted him to change the
30-40.
answer.
Yeah.
Right.
I want a different
again?
answer.
Come again?
Again? Okay, point to get on the board. I love the cat and mouse game between duRandt and LePivert.
Yep.
LePivert cheating to the middle, duRandt sees him. LePivert cheating to the side. It's almost like a matchup between the two of them when they're in these positions.
This is great. Perfect point again. This is what they want. And this is what duRandt and Mitchell are going to have to be willing to do. To just grind, play a good point until they have a good opportunity to finish the overhead, because basically they're giving them nothing. And very quick, it's hard to attack them.
Oh, just misses the lob low.
Out.
Deuce.
But again, I love that from LePivert and Protsenko. And if Mitchell,
Advantage
but
of
if
the
Mitchell and duRandt can
Protsenko.
stay disciplined like that and not miss the overheads. Oh,
Game,
Here's
LePivert,
duRandt reaching.
Protsenko. duRandt Mitchell lead 3-1, second set.
and that was the score we had
New
in
ball,
the
guys.
first set
New ball.
when Protsenko and LePivert rolled off 5 games in a row.
Here you go.
But right now, it's been not so easy for Protsenko to hold serve. So we'll see how he fares here. It'll start by just putting it in the box.
I'm surprised duRandt hasn't planted one of those forehands in LePivert's chest.
Yeah, but LePivert's ready to get out of the way. And if you're going to try and go for that big a shot, you run the risk of possibly missing it. But I think it's not a bad idea to throw a couple of different looks in there and make LePivert actually have to think about it.
Oh, spectacular get. And didn't run into the net.
No, his speed and their quickness and their ability to cover these balls has absolutely been a factor in this match.
3-1 in the Rose Bostrom-Nola match, first set. And LePivert fakes the blitz. Nope, that's wide.
Great spin, and that ball spun
Love
off
15.
LePivert's paddle. So much spin there from duRandt. LePivert needs to actually try to hit that ball down the line, and then it'll still go cross court because of all the spin on it.
Love
I don't
30.
understand why Protsenko is continuing to serve
I mean,
side
he
arm.
should just tap it in the box. What does it matter?
Yeah.
He's not coming in. But
Just too many faults. And Brad, when you're serving to a duRandt or a Mitchell with a huge return, it puts a lot of pressure on you. I understand that. But when you're staying back, that mitigates the pressure.
that's the whole point of staying back. Right?
So
Yeah.
just get the ball in the box. I mean, we saw in the wood final, Gio and Molenbeek changed the whole match by just throwing the ball in the box.
15-30.
That's it. Take away the returns and start to lob well and play good balance point every time. Did a great job. Molenbeek played great. Go lobbed well. They were so smart about how they went about that match. Really turned it into a Terrific final on the women's side. That was great stuff to see out of Molenveld. We haven't seen much of her this year at all, but she played very well.
Terrifically. And look, your D4, your D5 player is not going to be able to hit a big spin serve into the ad court, but the serving that we're seeing today, every single player in the country can hit.
15-40.
And there you see Protsenko playing a little too fast. Those are not the type of decisions he needs to be making.
Yeah, that was a good look there.
I'm just
Game duRandt
perplexed,
Mitchell.
Brad,
They
by
lead
his
4 games
Yeah,
to 1.
it's
Second
a little
set.
unexplainable.
Protsenko won the first set 6 games to 3.
just giving away points. I mean, that game was just a pure donation. 2 faults and a bad decision on a backhand overhead.
Yep, and then one great cutter that LePivert couldn't handle. But it's like we said, it's very simple. duRandt and Mitchell, don't donate overhead errors.
We'll take this opportunity to thank our sponsors, Boston Open APTA Grand Prix Series, Disciplined Alpha LLC, Owl's Nest White Mountain, Worcester Air, and the rest of our silver sponsors. Okay, so duRandt to serve 4-1,
Love 15.
and he contributes a sidearm serve.
Fault.
Fault, sorry. Serve 2.
He contributed a sidearm serve. Fault.
So, Brad, we talked about this a little bit in Chicago. And you were,
Oh, there it
dangerous play
is.
to LePivert. But we talked about this a little bit in Chicago. And you were one of the first people to hit that soft serve. Now, you hit it overhand.
Yeah, kind of pushed it.
But same generally,
Pino.
you're trying to keep it low and give yourself time to get in tight.
Yep.
What do you think? We're seeing a lot of faulting on the sidearm serves.
Well, for these guys, I haven't seen a lot out of, duRandt maybe 1 or 2, but I wouldn't say he's had more than he might not have had doing him overhand. And some of the other guys, so we're seeing, Adam Morgan using it exclusively, and Will Colmar. So more and more, we're just going to keep seeing it grow, and as it grows, the percentages will keep getting better and better. I mean, I wouldn't even call what Protsenko's doing. I mean, it's an underhand serve, but most of the guys hit it with some degree of acceleration and topspin. He's just kind of loping it in the box. So it's a very different type of thing. And there you go. You hit it at
15-30.
duRandt, and he moves out of the way and creates an error for himself.
I also loved how LePivert was very conservative in his transitioning there. Stayed back, was willing to give up the net, not willing to expose himself.
I mean, it's important not to expose yourself to duRandt.
Especially if you're French.
It's true.
But LePivert's playing a terrific match.
He is. And like I said earlier, I think this is the most offense I've seen out of him in a while. He's really looking to hit the ball more.
Great blitz there from Protsenko. Just got to be careful you don't get into a fast-paced match, because fast is a lot of fun. But when you're playing against Johan duRandt, unless you're potentially Hughes and Powers, you're going to finish second.
Yeah, I think they've been playing a reasonable pace all along and doing a good job from the backcourt around the net post. There's
Great
a little
15-40.
fist bump. Great point.
Yeah, they just keep baiting LePivert over on that side wire, and he's killing him.
They are doing it good, but duRandt, I don't know why he keeps moving. He's shown he can hit that ball
Game
down the
LePivert
line.
Protsenko.
He's moved
duRandt
himself
Mitchell lead
out
4 games
of
to 2.
position
Second
to hit
set.
volleys 3 times now.
But that's what duRandt does, right? duRandt's always moving to the middle of the court.
Yeah, but usually he's doing it on a ball that is, a little more of an, where he's in control more. There, Protsenko's in control, and also it's sort of like you have to understand when the jig is up a little bit. Him moving at the
15.
net is a thing, but people are starting to hit the ball at him now.
So Rose up 4-1 on Bostrom, and then Travinsky McNerney up 5-love
15
on
all.
Estes Dulac.
Yeah, that's a tough team, Travinsky McNerney. So much pressure they can put on you with the overheads.
Great backhand from LePivert. Compton Kaler up 4-2. That ball was close. Yeah, Protsenko does a great job hitting that backhand down the line, making Mitchell volley it on the forehand side. Love that ball dipping.
Yeah, it's like a sweepy roller.
And then he throws in a high loopy one.
And what it is that's a great one there. Terrific. But I think he's going to have to start
15,
adding
30.
a couple of more attacking drives. You know, he's picking away at him a lot, but duRandt and Mitchell have settled in. Oh, easily there. Little dink back, and Protsenko just jacks it out.
15-40.
You know, when you get involved in a cat and mouse point with Johan duRandt, normally you're the mouse.
Yeah, he just overthought that one too.
Game, duRandt Mitchell, they lead.
Nobody can hold
5
serve.
games to 2. Second set. LePivert Protsenko won the first set 6 games to 3.
Well, we'll see if they can break that trend.
First set, Compton Kaler, 6-2. Big shout out to Jackie Cameron doing her usual spectacular job as our tour director.
Getting us the scores. Lights going on. It's a little dark out there. The rain hasn't come. It's in the 40s. Really, really dark. They're going to put the lights on here as well.
Johan's asking for the lights to turn on. Dude was director here. Didn't you know what the light switch is, huh?
He's got it.
Lights.
Took him a minute to
good.
figure it
Thank
out.
Smart play. You can see how much lighter it is on the court now.
Who's the first person you saw serve sidearm, Brad?
That's a good question. There were early experimentations with it, like inside out, sidearm. Rusty Wright would hit it across the ball, but not completely sidearm.
I think the first for me was David Caldwell. Oh! Misses that one.
15 love.
Great shot. Yeah, I think David was the first one I saw hit it that way.
Yeah. I don't think he ever hit that against me.
Well, who would hit that against you with your return to serve?
You just get it in the box, basically. He's like, I don't need a sidearm serve. I'll just hit it right to you.
Great rip there from LePivert.
15 all.
I like what I've seen here from both teams, but I want to see Protsenko start adding a
Missed
little
that
more
one.
30-15.
attacking shots to his repertoire here. Mitchell and duRandt have definitely cleaned up all the overhead misses. They've only had 1 or 2 this set at most.
First set was inexplicably bad.
Yeah, they went up 3-1
30 all.
and then basically proceeded to gift 5 games. But Protsenko and Lefeber also did play well, very well.
But that last point from Protsenko was really impressive. Showed off his power, speed, and quickness. LePivert's hitting that two-handed shot so nicely. Just got to spot it a little bit better.
That's just dealing. Great job from Lefeber. You can watch and see how Lefeber does such a great job of just setting his paddle down underneath the ball.
And he stays so low. Oh, that's just a bad decision.
He hasn't made that one yet, and he's not reading it well.
40-30.
Chervinsky, McNerney win the first set, 6-love. Resty Stulek, set point here.
You know, based on how much we've seen Hughes and Powers and Orion Parsons yet, would you say you'd put Chervinsky, McNerney as the favorites or not?
No, I would
Still
say
won't.
they've been the best team in the country this year, but would not make them the favorites. I mean, to me, the men's season in some ways starts today.
I agree.
Because we have 3 tournaments that I think you're going to see. There he goes again. Well, that looked wide to me. 3 tournaments where you're going to see all the best teams playing.
Coming out of the woodwork now.
Yeah, you'll
Gearing
start
up
to see it.
for nationals. So I agree with you.
And Chervinsky and McNerney have had a great year.
Well, I mean, 2 for 2. I mean, 3, you know.
Lost last week in the finals of the PFP event. That one caught the line.
Right on the line. LePivert keeping an eye on it, but right there. Here's the cutter.
Oh, that's just a thing of beauty right there. That ball just
Game in
dove
second
to
set.
its left.
duRandt Mitchell 6-2. LePivert Protsenko won the first set 6-3.
Terrific job there.
Okay, we're going to take a break, and after these messages, be right back on the APTA Network, presented by eNet Live.
When people think of Roto-Rooter, they typically just think plumbing and water cleanup. And they wouldn't be wrong, but we do a whole lot more. Roto-Rooter. Yeah, we do that too.
The world of Rolex is filled with stories of perpetual excellence. For Rolex and tennis, the tradition began in 1978 and has grown to include the most iconic majors and tournaments since, supporting the legends, champions, and rising stars committed to the future of the game. This is a story of perpetual excellence, the story of Rolex.
I play to be a role model in my neighborhood.
I play to be part of the team.
I play to be stronger than my brothers.
I play to channel my energy in a positive way.
I play because the field is where I shine. I play to be a part of something bigger than myself.
I play to stay healthy.
I play to feel powerful.
I play to win.
Okay, welcome back to the APTA Grand Prix Series. We're about to start the 3rd set of this round of 16 match between duRandt Mitchell, LePivert Protsenko. First 2 sets were split. Bradford, what do you think LePivert and Protsenko have to do to kind of change the momentum here?
They got to serve better, for one. Protsenko's got to figure out how he wants to play his service. I mean, first he's just got to get it in the box. He knows how he wants to play the game. He's going to stay back. They're going to play the game from the backcourt. And basically, they're going to have to lob a little better, you know, because what we saw in the first set was Mitchell just went away and a bunch of inexplicable errors from duRandt and Mitchell, and they cleaned that up in the second set. And without those donations, there just weren't enough points that they could win from the backcourt. And if they don't lob better, they're not going to get those looks that they want. And you saw at the end there a finishing cut shot from duRandt, ending that set, and they took it to him. So we're going to have to see. And you never know with duRandt Mitchell. You know, sometimes the things come in zones. You know, clearly for us, I think they're going to be a strong team and a contender, hopefully in nationals. And I think they look better. Mitchell volleyed really well in that second set. So to me, it's serves and lobs.
What do you think of Mitchell returning from the ad and then switching to the deuce? You surprised by that? Do you like it?
I like it. I mean, there's got to be a reason why they did it. And I like the look because Mitchell's forehand is really good moving into the court. Not so good when he's moving left. All right, Protsenko in the box, so starting this point off the right way. And basically, they're going to have to win this from the backcourt, right?
Yep.
Protsenko and LePivert. So they got a lob better, and Protsenko's going to have to add a few more attacking shots.
Love 15.
And he made a couple of wrong choices there in that second set.
It's interesting your comment about Mitchell's forehand return, because most guys return better from the deuce court.
Love 30.
Deuce court tends to be an easier side to return from
I
for
think
right-handers.
Yes, oftentimes because the serve is actually much easier over that side compared to the other way. But against Protsenko, the return isn't even a factor. They're just giving up the net. He's just laying it in the box. He's giving up, you know, the serve as any type of challenging shot. He's not trying to challenge the returner with a tough serve. He's just putting it in. So they're going to have to win it from back there, which means they're going to have to lob better and really find their offense back there. Because without the donations from duRandt and Mitchell, they were really able to start putting a lot of pressure on them. That's
Great positional volley there.
great
from Mitchell.
volley. I thought Mitchell volleyed great in that second set. He actually saved them on a couple of points. If you're going to
Love
win from the
40.
backcourt, you can't afford these lob errors. That's 2 lob errors.
Game
Great
duRandt
start.
Mitchell, they lead 1-love,
I
third
just think
set.
that's such a risky play, and I don't know what you gain from it.
What are you talking about? From LePivert cutting
Yeah,
off?
yeah.
Well, the one thing they could gain is the one thing they haven't had that entire net game, and that was the net. You know, he's
Yeah,
trying to
but
cut
if
it
he-
off to take the net.
But if he makes the first volley, that doesn't necessarily ensure they're going to keep the net, because Protsenko's back. So we see Hughes and Powers and Araya Parsons are through to the 16, to the quarters. First 2 teams, top 2 seeds.
No surprises there. Looking forward to seeing those guys in action.
Great rolling overhead there. from
15
Mitchell.
love.
There we go. A little more height, but they're going to have to start. Oh, complete
30 love.
confusion.
Overhead.
And you see duRandt and Mitchell just starting to find that right rhythm on these points. The offense is starting to dry up from Protsenko.
He's done very little damage last half hour compared to what he did initially.
Oh, great switch. And that there from duRandt and Mitchell, very seamless. Ooh, little roll of an ankle there for Mitchell. Wonder if he's okay.
Kinda
He's
lifting it up gingerly.
Yep, he's still moving it around. I think he hurt himself. We'll see. He just tried to move to his left to get out of the way, and he caught an edge.
Mitchell struggled with some Achilles issues this year.
Did he?
Reason he canceled out of the PFP event last weekend. Drew Broderick's done a great job with that tour. So you better lob better than that, or duRandt is going to tear
Yeah,
you up.
they have got to lob better. I mean, they're just spending their whole lives inside the service box.
And that puts you in survival mode. I mean, that's, 8, 10 lobs in a row. They haven't been out of the box.
And now Protsenko, because the looks are few and far between, he hasn't been able to keep them off balance. The only team that seems off balance right now, that's a good look right there, but fed it nicely to him. Ah, good read and nice calm play there from Mitchell.
They had the net for 2 shots.
And that was it.
Great get for Protsenko there.
Yeah, duRandt and Mitchell can maintain discipline at the net. Should bode well for him. But I love how they're extending this one.
Great dig from LePivert. He's so calm on those wires. Oh, that was the wrong ball to blitz on.
Down the line, the lob. This is a terrific point. All right, how are they going to get an error? How are they going to force duRandt and Mitchell? That is just so good right there.
40 love.
That's a great point from duRandt and Mitchell. Perfectly balanced, under control the whole way. No matter what they gave them, they were there in position to make an easy, controlled volley. No overhead errors. Hard for LePivert and Protsenko to find any opportunities
Game
to hurt
duRandt
them
Mitchell.
right now.
They lead 2 games to love. Third
like
set.
we talked about yesterday, it all starts with good lobs. And right now, duRandt is just camped out in that service box, and he's tearing them up.
Yeah, and the only drives they're getting are off-pace drives, and they're just standing there and volleying them right back. I mean,
Like that
sometimes offensively. That was tricky. There we go. Still, great volley, but
Yeah, they're standing at the net. You have to push them off the net with a good lob in order to have some effectiveness there. And there you see duRandt stepping over.
that's a good ball to crease, right at the neck.
Just too short with all the lobs. Because those short lobs, they're able to hit the roller, they're able to hit the cut. And all the pressures in the team in the backcourt.
Oh,
Mitchell
but
misses a routine one.
They
First
get
one we've
the
seen in
error.
a while.
15. Sorry, 15 love. 15 love.
This is almost a must-hold for LePivert as he
They
throws
need
up
to
a
get
bad
their
toss.
teeth in this match a little in this third set.
They're not in the match right now, having lost 8 of the last 10 games.
Because at this point, you have to wonder where the points are going to come from if Mitchell and duRandt don't donate.
And here's a rare point with LePivert and Protsenko at the net. Playing a lot of balls into Mitchell. And there's the switch in the backcourt.
So Nick, perfect ball. Great shot from LePivert.
And
30
especially
love.
because he caught them changing sides, which made it all the more difficult to play the Nick.
Yep.
30-15.
Killing himself with the faults.
Yep. Oh, look at this. They got the net a few times here. That's a good sign. They got it.
Real good smart
well,
overheads from LePivert.
Oh.
duRandt with the extended arm. Get. Seems like he just shoots it out there. Oh, what hands to pick that ball up.
There's a huge forehand from Mitchell. Nice volley. No, let it. Yep. I thought he was going to try and hit it. He pulled his paddle back at the right time.
But again, that down-up overhead to duRandt is just a mistake. Protsenko wanted to drive that ball. A lot of little touchy-feely drives from
Nice.
LePivert.
And he hit that one
40,
through the
15.
ball a little more, put a little more pace on it.
But that started with a good lob that drove Mitchell out of the service box. And then duRandt missed the volley trying to cover for him in the middle.
Wow, terrific lob. Oh, just gets
Right.
up there.
Nope.
Oh, he misplays that one. He was going to play it off
40,
one,
30.
then couldn't get his feet around it off the second screen.
Huge game for LePivert Protsenko.
Yeah, I think they need this, and that's what you're looking
Deuce.
for. He rips it down the line. I think that play is great. I agree with you. High to low right at the body. Protsenko can't get out of the way, and then the
Advantage
blitz
duRandt,
scares.
Mitchell.
That's the first time LePivert's come
Scares
into
him.
duRandt in a while.
Great blitz from Mitchell to force that error. Oh, off the snowboard or the bottom bar, which is awesome get.
That helped, actually. It kind of popped the
Popped
ball
it
up
up.
a little higher.
But he did a great job
Deuce.
staying with it.
A rare forehand error from duRandt.
Middle of net, too. He didn't strike that in the contact zone at all.
Just a really big moment in the match. Mitchell has really turned it around.
Yep, he went away for a bit in that first set, and he's played great since. Volleyed really well in these last, 2 sets so far. See, that shot right there isn't helping him.
Nope.
It's getting cut off and attacked into the screen. He's gonna have to bring a little more than that from time to time.
Just have to lob better. A couple lobs this game drove him out of the service box.
And they're really working. That's a good lob. Perfect overhead reset there from Mitchell.
Another great lob from LePivert.
But these are the ones you write. That's what they need, though. Really get it honed in. Ooh.
If duRandt's not going to leave the service box at the net, you're not going to beat him.
That's a good move. Nice.
I thought LePivert was going to dive to the side wire there.
He made the smart choice. Held up. Oh, so good.
What a get from LePivert. Oh, what an exchange.
No, that is incredible stuff.
Wow, great athleticism.
That's just awesome.
Advantage
Gotta see a
duRandt,
replay
Mitchell.
of that, Kelly Diesel. Oh, John's in there.
Does he know how to do it?
John, do you know how to get us a replay there? Well, that was some
Steve
point.
McNerney 2-all in the second set with SD Stulak.
All right, right here. I'm kind of with you here, Mark. Lefeber and Protsenko, they need this game. Just if nothing else, just to get a foothold in this match.
I think they got to play more balls in the middle of the court. I mean, like, that's just a bad overhead. I think they got to play more balls at Mitchell, bait him to drive some more balls in the middle of the court, and let duRandt do less damage back there. There's too many balls at duRandt.
And if you want duRandt to beat you, make him. I want him to beat me with his backhand.
Yeah.
You know, if you can get it into that side wire. The problem is
that's out.
And you can give him. Yes, perfect.
Deuce.
Give him a diet of those balls into the side wire. You do have to be careful because if it's a decent line, will slide over to the side wire better than almost anybody. But if you can do that, make duRandt beat you with his backhand. That's what you want.
But then when you don't have that overhead, the safe spot is at Mitchell, or force him to hit his forehand moving to the left.
Oh, there's a great rip, but an even better volley
What
from
a volley from duRandt, and Mitchell misses the overhead.
There's a little
Advantage,
flirt.
LePivert,
That's what they
Protsenko.
want. Great play.
Strange miss from Mitchell.
Yeah, I mean, they've cleaned him up for the most part, so that's so athletic.
Fun watching LePivert play, isn't it?
Just moves so well.
Short lobs again. It's better.
Good read there from and hold. Good pace there.
Again, lots of short lobs.
Deuce.
Perfect play. But I'm going to actually give a little just credit to duRandt there.
Spectacular
He kept him
overhead.
moving, and he kept him off balance, and Protsenko couldn't get his feet underneath him. He has to be a little, I'd like to see him actually take a little of
Advantage, duRandt
Lefibert's
Mitchell.
footwork. And he's a little less flat-footed on those screens. He gets a lot of them, but he doesn't get under the ball, use his legs to get it high enough on some of these.
I feel like the match is hanging in the balance here.
Just
Serve there,
out.
LePivert.
Deuce.
He's clean serving this game.
Good thing.
Of course, it seems inevitable we get a bad toss shortly.
Haven't seen one in a while, you're right. That's a
Spot.
terrific
Advantage, LePivert,
spot up
Protsenko.
high. Has to be able to flip the paddle to the forehand or choose. It's a tough spot. Great job.
It's a great transition play from LePivert.
Ooh, dangerous overhead there
I
from
was kind of holding
Protsenko.
my breath.
That's the shot I'd love to see all day. Yeah, into the Mitchell backhand or the side wire.
Good duRandt.
Oh,
Deuce.
To me, that was just the pressure duRandt put on Protsenko with his move.
just working so hard for these points. And then a loose overhead air. Fighting for this game. Get out of there. Yeah, he's got to leave so
Advantage,
much
duRandt
sooner
Mitchell.
than that.
duRandt's turn to serve from the deuce court. Got to be the best in the country.
Well, Mark, I might put you in the conversation.
Okay, me and duRandt.
Smart choice there from Lefeber to lob. Lefibert's gotten caught a couple of times in this game trying to make the transition drive. Good volley.
He just snaps off that backhand. Boy, duRandt's racket head speed is just unparalleled.
Oh,
Look at that ball jump off the side, go back
He's
wire.
putting him in the washing machine on a couple of those. Twisting him around, but good job by Protsenko. Oh, Bites to the side wire. Great touch. And perfectly
Deuce.
done.
Really well played. Came out on top of the cat and mouse point there. Winner of this match will face the winner of their Chervinsky-McNerney SD Stulek match.
I love this game. If they can get this.
I think they have to get this, Brad.
Yeah, but they're playing it so well, and the energy they're making the other guys extend, even if they get it. Oh, Max goes for the huge
Advantage
body
duRandt
ball.
Mitchell.
Yeah, I think he got caught there between the body ball and the roller. Didn't really hit it hard and flat.
Oh,
Good move from duRandt.
right here in the balance.
Do you think Protsenko should be at net against duRandt when they're serving to him?
He hasn't picked off a single ball, and they've only lost in transition, so I think the thought process is he's staying there in case LePivert can get a good drive back. But so it doesn't bother me that he's there, but they've gained nothing from it. He's right on
Advantage
top of the
duRandt
net
Mitchell.
there anyway.
That was the first time you saw Protsenko a little bit antsy.
That was antsy, I agree with you. But after you get tacked so many times, it's hard not to get that way once in a while.
Even duRandt's reset overhead. I mean, that was a terrific overhead there off a great lob.
Got
Game
beat
duRandt
again.
Mitchell.
LePivert gets caught hitting
They
an
lead
off-pace
3 games
drive.
to love. Third set.
That was
New
a
ball, guys.
terrific game. I loved what I saw, you know, from how they played it and how hard they fought. Let's see if they can keep that energy. You probably think that was a baby match point game, but
Getting
I
close.
liked it.
Wouldn't have said baby match point, but I think that was the game they really needed.
Yeah.
Steven?
Chervinsky-McNerney up 6-love 3-2 in their quarterfinal match.
Try and get you a score of the Bostrom-Nolan-Rose match.
Oh, this exchange on that point, terrific.
Amazing. Okay, new ball. Steve Mitchell to serve. Partner Johan duRandt at the net. He'll be serving to Max LePivert. His partner Anton Protsenko in the white sweatshirt.
Oh. But basically,
15
from
love.
that point on, we have just seen incredible overhead dominance from duRandt. In that first set on, he's just been crushing it.
Just
30 love.
That's what you just can't let him do like that. Those,
Well,
those
they're not-
intermediate drives, you either hit him or you don't hit him against duRandt.
Right, and they're not lobbing well enough to get the guys moving. He's actually waiting for that one. And reading it. And Mitchell, he
30,
missed that
15.
volley there. I was about to say he's been volleying
Hadn't
great.
missed a volley in a
Mitchell,
while.
you know, there hasn't been much to say in the sense because he's just been so solid. Oh, I think that was out. Yep.
30 all.
Rose won the first set over Bostrom-Nolan, and it's 3-2 in the second. Rose.
That's a good team.
So that's a big drive from LePivert,
Oh.
but he didn't spot it very well.
Nope.
Great lob there.
He just can't get that ball away from duRandt, though. duRandt's hitting every overhead, just dealing. That's a terrific shot.
LePivert set himself up with a great lob.
30-40.
Good spot on that drive, low. His left hip. Now we've seen duRandt move around at the court, but
Game,
seemingly
LePivert,
doing less of
Protsenko.
it than he
duRandt
used to.
Mitchell
A little
lead 3
more
games to 1, third set.
reserved with how he's moving out there. I think it's a good thing.
Yeah, Mitchell with a couple of faults that game kind of let him back in. And we'll see if LePivert Protsenko can hold serve. It's been a while.
There you go.
A little nervous for Max LePivert and Clark Trophies on that serve.
One day, Max is not easy to hit. He's very elusive. It's hard to frame him, you know, go at his body.
So little of it.
There's not a lot of it, and then just very quick. Oh, so good. What a dig. Great stuff.
duRandt puts so much pressure on you when you hit bad overheads.
Lobs.
Lobs. He doesn't hit bad overheads. Or at
Did in
least
the
he
first
hasn't
set,
last two
actually.
sets.
Yeah, I did in the first set. But since then, he's been just
that ball
making
jumped.
him work, and that is just perfection.
Love
What a
15.
sequence that was.
It's perfection.
But
It's
again, you
that
see his ball travel further off the wires than anybody in the country by a significant margin.
Yeah, and that hard overhead with the ton of side spin on it that you hit. So he's hitting it to Protsenko's right side, but then it spins around to his left side and ends up very low on the screen. And it's so tough because you can't just go try to cut it off on your right side. And then by the time it spins around you, it's really low off to the side. And then you get it back low and you turn it around again, and he's cutting it again.
duRandt have the best overhead in the country, Brad?
I mean, he's one of them, and we've seen many, but the way he's hitting them right now, he is dominating the match with it.
Yeah, Hughes and Powers both have great overheads also. Drew Broderick.
Oh. Now we're seeing some vintage duRandt. Mitchell's doing a great job reading the Protsenko off-pace drive now.
4-3, Rose and Rose in the next court in the second set. They won the first set.
Sneaky little shot there from Lefeber.
And you can see the difference when Mitchell is on the ad court. He's hitting almost exclusively rollers.
Yeah, just low rollers. Not damage, but solid, good head. Oh, just the mix there. He's keeping him barely surviving that one. He'll have more of a shot. That's a perfect point. Just
Love 30.
Just cutting up Protsenko, and then quick over to Lefeber, and he's quick on the trigger because he's getting iced out. Gonna have to lob better, but at least he's putting that ball in the box now.
That helps. Oh, getting worried about Mitchell there behind duRandt.
Ah, should have let that go
15,
through. He
30.
did the quick volley with hands. Easily could have had it off the back wire.
There's no ball Johan duRandt can't get easily. Five, 3, Rose and Rose in the next court.
Gonna close out Bosterman Nolan. Oh.
That's the shot he was making in the
15-40.
first set.
Yeah, but I like how he struck that. He didn't
Yeah.
go for the off-pace roller. He hit it.
But he had to make it.
They're just putting too much pressure on him right now. It's very hard. And they're playing so many points from the backcourt. So many. It takes its toll on you. And what's the don't? That's a
30-40.
awesome drive there from LePivert.
Big rip. Big point right here.
Yeah, if they can get this back to deuce and somehow sneak this game out.
Wide.
No, just missed it.
Game
The
duRandt
spin
Mitchell. They lead 4
from
games
duRandt,
to 1.
forcing
Third
that error
set.
too. Spun off LePivert's paddle.
Constant pressure.
Now they just have played too many points in the backcourt, and they found no way to put pressure on them right now. And LePivert played that long, crucial game way back that they lost to go down 3-love. See if we can get a hold here.
Well, they just can't hold serve.
I mean,
Here's a
they're
look
just
at
in
the
the
draw.
backcourt. They can't get the net.
Compton Kaler are through. They're looking to play Rose in what will be a rematch of quarterfinal match from Nationals last year. Araya Parsons, Benchilla Frazier. And the winner of this match, looking like it's probably going to be Chervinsky McNerney.
Yeah, some good matchup. Terdoya and Burish against Morneau and Misatrano.
It's played off site, so we'll have a score of that for you. That's a good move.
15-love.
Gotta make it too bad.
Yeah, everything right. Just misses it. But how much of that is he's back on his heels a little bit because of the
It's
duRandt overhead?
exactly what it is. He was literally like an eighth of a step away from a perfect shot. And he just wasn't quite there, and that's it.
But again, that's what we talked about earlier, where you don't just play well or play poorly in a vacuum. You play based on what your opponent does to you and the situations they put you in.
But you notice, too, how they've basically completely stopped hitting that cross-court overhead to the Max LePivert forehand.
As he hits it.
As he hits it, but pretty much.
Yes.
You know, we haven't seen one of those cut-off drives that we saw a half dozen of them before.
And those are safer balls when LePivert's in the middle of the court.
Right, and as a consequence, you know, those are shots that they were able to use before to get into the net some of the time and get the point to move where they might be able to get it a miss. And just taking away the opportunities from.
Biggest weakness I've seen in Protsenko's game is he's just not lobbing well enough.
Yeah, he
now that's
hangs.
Combination of the duRandt overhead, but there he just gets himself in trouble.
That is so good.
And there again, that drive is so ineffective because they're standing on top of the net.
You know, the problem I think that he's feeling is like he wants to hit it because another lob just means another cutter coming right at him. He can't get Mitchell overheads. duRandt's get the ball.
So many
Mitchell's got
short
that.
lobs, though.
It's a great look from LePivert. He's really dialing up some pace now.
Yeah, he's played a terrific match.
I can't say Protsenko's played a bad match at all. He just doesn't quite have
15-all.
enough juice on that to hurt him, you know, enough. The off-pace stuff was working well before, but now duRandt Mitchell are they're onto this stuff.
But they just haven't lobbed well enough to set themselves up well enough.
That's a dangerous ball. Oh, take the left forward.
15-30.
Great drive. Forces the air.
Again, slap and no apology.
None needed. What I love about LePivert and Protsenko is they're continuing to play and continuing to compete in battle. And at any moment, you know, if there's just a change, if suddenly duRandt and Mitchell start missing a couple overheads again, they could be right back.
Yeah, I want to see a little bit better lobbing from them.
Sure. There's no question that right now the match, if duRandt and Mitchell continue to just play well and don't donate, you got to say they're going to win, right? Because
Unquestionably.
how are Lefeber and Protsenko going to get back in this? But Lefeber and Protsenko are giving them enough opportunities. They're making them hit enough shots where they might be able to kind of get into a couple of errors or get a couple opportunities. That's it. This is a battle. This is a great point. Nice volley again from Mitchell, but terrific
15-40.
points.
Great first volley. The second one, he doesn't need to cut in front
Yeah, I
of
don't think he needed to. He's right there. He's trying to hit an offensive volley. This is
And
a
who are you
great,
cutting in front of again? Oh, yeah,
great
it's Johan
opportunity.
duRandt.
Yeah, Johan duRandt trying to cut in front of him. Great opportunity here for Lefeber and Protsenko.
Especially given they've now got Mitchell hitting some of the overheads.
There it is.
Game,
And this
Lefeber,
is what we're looking
Protsenko.
for. This is what
duRandt Mitchell lead, 4 games to 2,
Protsenko
third set.
need to do. Grind it. Get them to miss a ball.
Can they hold serve? It's been a long time since we've had a hold to serve from them.
Yeah, the return just at the net, but played some good points in that last game where they really extended them. See if they can get a couple misses there from Mitchell.
There's a big difference in the quality of overheads from Mitchell to duRandt.
Oh, duRandt is dictating and dominating. Mitchell's just, putting it in mostly. I mean, they're not bad overheads, but they're not threatening.
Good read by Protsenko there.
Great move. Great play from Lefeber. They're very good at recognizing that one. That's a great cross-court lob there from Lefeber.
Great
15
play from
love.
Protsenko. Rose and Rose are through. Straight set win over Bostrom and Nolan. And they'll face Compton and Kaler this afternoon.
That'll be a great one. Trouble. He's got to get back sooner. Lefeber knows he has to
15-all.
lob volley that ball.
Yep.
Why is he playing that game, trying to out-touch him?
Yep. Can't get involved in that with Johan duRandt.
Oh, we haven't seen a missed return like that
30-15.
from
Like
duRandt.
any
in
missed
ages.
return in a while. So Chervinsky and McNerney up 5-4 in the second set. Another missed
40-15.
return back to back, and we've got a chance for a hold at 40-15.
But this is what we were saying.
Hang around.
Just
Hang
hang
around.
around. A little drop in the level from from duRandt and Mitchell, and all because they're just playing good long points. They're giving them opportunities to miss. And look, anybody can miss, or anybody can get a break
Game,
like
Lefeber,
that.
Protsenko.
But they've
duRandt Mitchell
earned that.
lead, 4 games to
Protsenko
3,
and,
third set.
Lefeber. So this is great. They're coming back in this set. They're right in it now.
And to me, that's a classic example of sticking with your game plan, not getting pushed away from it.
Yeah, the game plan wasn't bad. They just needed to lob a little better and get in there. And honestly, I'm not sure if they lobbed actually that much better, but they just kept hanging around and playing and taking balls. And then Protsenko was able to get a couple of looks. Then you get the 1 or 2 errors, just a 1 or 2 errors from Mitchell. And then
And the match is
Here we
really
are.
tightened up.
Oh, it's very much so. And
Where
now
10 minutes ago, duRandt and Mitchell were in control. Now it's anybody's match.
sure is. And then what happens is we'll see. I mean, duRandt in that period was able to really dominate with his overheads. And just even a little pressure will make it a little harder to do. great volley position there. He moved up the line, Mitchell. Otherwise, he would have easily been passed. Protsenko's really come up with the goods in these last couple of games. He's starting to cut off that wire a little bit more. Great spin.
15 love.
That spin from duRandt has forced a number of errors. That's a great lob.
Oh.
Some volley from Mitchell.
No, Mitchell's volleyed great. Ah.
Wild forehand.
30 love.
There.
Yeah, he's trying to roll it, but he jerked it up way too high. Didn't get the dip on it.
Just an amazing exchange between Mitchell and Protsenko.
Third panel smash. He throws it in there. Protsenko and Lefeber are very good at that one. Never throws him off.
Great get from LePivert there.
That's a good shot at the crease. And great positioning by Mitchell. Stealing those line drives from Protsenko. That's a good roller.
A tremendous pickup from LePivert.
Quick
That
feet.
ball ever got above the height of the snowboard.
That's really quick feet, LePivert.
Mitchell does such a good job staying on his backhand over there.
Protsenko's
40 love.
He's got to know a little better about that.
Yep. That was sticking your hand in the lion's cage one time too many.
Great shot there from duRandt. There's the switch at the net. duRandt about to go to work. Oh, he's just cutting that in there. Oh! That is
Game,
so
duRandt,
good
Mitchell.
from duRandt.
What a game he played.
They
He
lead
and
5
Mitchell
games
both.
to 3, third set.
Really see
Terrific.
them raise their level, the big moment of the match.
And they did it perfectly. They switched at the net, and Mitchell did his job, covering the line, making a couple of great volleys. I would say Protsenko and Lefeber took a couple of strikes there that were decent, but they were just in perfect position to volley him back.
No, I didn't think Protsenko and LePivert played a bad game.
No, they just got outplayed.
15
And
love.
There's the miss. That's what
I
they're
guess
going to need.
if he didn't miss like that, no one would ever beat him, so I guess it's a good thing.
Yeah, I've had some great battles with duRandt over the years, and there was never a time, you know, you win a set or something's going on, but you never feel like you're in control. It's just him, and sometimes he misses. You know, you're just dealing with him, and then occasionally he'll miss, and you hope for those misses. You hang in there long enough, but it's hard to just punish him all the time. But if you play the game well and you're able to stay in the points, you can get an opportunity from time to time. But he's really, really hurting Protsenko today.
I think Protsenko's done a terrific job.
He has. He has. There's the
Great read from LePivert, and he misses it.
15 all.
We haven't seen too many of those. And
God,
he was
all over that ball.
Over that. He was so all over. He was ahead of it, actually. He just caught it straight down.
Big miss. That would have taken him to 30 love, potentially.
Ah.
15-30.
Just a little too deep in the court to hit that shot. 2 points from the match.
Yeah, a lot of pressure. At some point, it feels like he's just got to hit it to stop the onslaught of overheads into his corner.
Great get.
Nice. Good play there from Lefeber. So tough in those screens.
Great lob. Here it comes.
Yep. Lefeber has played a great match.
Got to find Mitchell more in the backcourt. Oh, what a volley from Lefeber. He just letting duRandt do too much damage.
Yeah, but he can't just... Mitchell's got a pretty good forehand himself, though. Smart play to lob that. Wow. Out.
Called out by Protsenko.
It was good ball. It was in.
Called
It was
in. Overruled.
And that takes us to match point.
15-40.
Great lob there from duRandt.
Terrific lob.
Yeah, Mitchell's got a great forehand, but is it as great as duRandt's?
No.
And that's why that's the shot you got to make him beat you with. Because otherwise duRandt is just roaming too freely.
Great lob there. Oh.
That's the ball I want to bait him into driving.
Sure, that was a low one. Not really a drivable ball. I think Mitchell was like, we got 2 match points, so I'm going to take a strike here. Good shot right at the crease. That's what I want them to do with the returns, is hit them right at the corners, actually. And see if they can get a nick with the return of serve. Oh.
Game, set, match, duRandt Mitchell.
Tell you what,
3-6,
Mark, after that
6-2,
first set
6-3.
where just a lot of donations and errors, they cleaned it up. Mitchell volleyed great. duRandt was dealing with his overhead. Terrific, but you got to like how Protsenko and LePivert competed out there.
Yeah, I thought they competed great. They really got themselves into the third set, tightened things up at 4-3. Just didn't lob well enough.
Yeah, and there's just too much out there from duRandt and Mitchell. I mean, you could clearly see there was just, they had to play like a perfect game in order to hurt them, or they had to hope for Mitchell and duRandt just making some errors. Yeah,
which
donating
they did in
points.
the first set.
Yep, they donated the whole first set afterwards. I mean, Protsenko and, they played well, and LePivert played well, but, clearly it was them just making the errors. And after a while, it just became too hard to win points, and duRandt just eventually finished them with an overhead. It was great, great stuff. So good to see them playing in top form.
Well, that's a fun team to watch. Many times you get to
it.
see Johan duRandt play. It's a lot of fun.
It's a ton of fun.
Okay, so we're going to be back with the quarterfinals at 2:30 after these messages right here on the APTA Network, presented by eNet Live.
Looking forward to it.